Howdy, folks. Spencer here, and today there is so much news to go over for Star Trek Online. We just had the 15th anniversary event start up on PC. Console's going to be getting it next month on March 11th, and there is just a heap of things to talk about. So, as always, chapters to each topic are going to be posted down below if you want to skip ahead to the topics you care about. But first, for those of you on console, there is one thing today for you guys. Console has a 35% Legendary Bundle sale, along with a return of the 10th Anniversary Bundle to the store. And this goes live today, February 11th, and is running up through the 16th at noon Pacific time. PC just had this sale, it ended today. So you guys are getting this sale with very little delay versus PC. So if you've been looking to pick up any of those Legendary Bundles or the 10th, then this would be a good time for you to take advantage. Now, for everything else I talk about today, it's going to be for PC, but if you're a console player, you can still listen to get an idea of what you guys are going to be getting about a month from now. And for those of us on PC, the final part of the anniversary giveaways is now live, and it is 5 master keys. You get to claim this once per account, and they are going to be bound to character. The contents are not bound to you, though, so whatever you win, you can sell like normal. Now, for the keys, the best lockboxes to open right now are Infinity, Safe Galaxy, or the Borg lockbox. The Borg lockbox has a higher drop rate on the Borg DOF packs, which is nice if you're looking to pick those up. The Safe Galaxy lockbox is nice because that's where the Watcher Bridge Officers are from, and those, I believe, were never actually added to Infinity alongside the rest of the Safe Galaxy lockbox contents. And then Infinity for all the choice packs that has to offer. So all around, it's been a good set of giveaways. I really am happy to see the lineup they did this year. They did more giveaways also than prior years, and hopefully that is something we see continue in the future. And for those of you that play Star Trek Online through the Epic Game Store, there's another giveaway here for the Shared Processing Pack. So this gets you an Experimental Ship Upgrade token, 25,000 experience bonus pool, and a Universal Console Shared Processing integration. So this is just another one of the Infinity Lockbox consoles that's been around for a while. It's a fine budget console, nothing too crazy, but free is free, and you're also getting an X upgrade. So make sure to claim it if you have the ability to. And before I get into the rest of the 15th anniversary stuff, there's a new interview that just popped up from Trek Central with Star Trek Online's Thomas Marone, the art director for the game. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in this, and there's also an associated video, so I'll have both linked down below. But at the very bottom here, there is some pictures of the Ark Royal. This is one of the ships we're getting with the upcoming 15th anniversary bundle, which is going to be dropping probably 2 to 3 weeks from now. And you've got the TMP skin being shown here, which we saw back in December. And here is the Picard era skin. So the ships in this bundle are going to have a TMP era skin and a Picard era skin. So that's going to be quite nice for those looking to have a few options there. Now, in the video, they did very briefly show the stats of the ship. We don't have the console layout and that sort of stuff, but we do have the basics. The Ark Royal is an Intel Science carrier. It features a 3-3 weapon setup, which is standard for these types of science carriers. It has 2 hangar bays. For the Bridge Officer setup, it is a Commander Science with Intel, a Lieutenant Commander Science with Temporal Operative, a Lieutenant Commander Tactical, a Lieutenant Universal, and an Ensign Engineer. So, on paper, this should be a pretty interesting platform for those that like to do the Uncon playstyle. For the carriers, the closest we have to this is the Kelvin Talaru. This is, on paper so far, looking to be just a better version of the Kelvin Talaru. So I look forward to seeing the rest of the stats on this. I know some of you heard 3-3 Science Carrier and probably lost a bit of interest, but with the right Bridge Officer setup, which this does seem to have, this could be a very capable science carrier. And again, the article and video are going to be linked down below for those of you interested in taking a closer look at everything. But for the anniversary bundle itself, remember that tends to drop 2 to 3 weeks out from the start of the anniversary event. So we're looking at a very late February release or early March. And that leads us into the next topic. PC has a Zen Sale right now through February 25th. This is a 20% charge bonus for Arc and Steam and a 20% discount for Epic. If you're one of the lucky few that can buy your Zen through Epic, I'd greatly appreciate it, of course, if you could use code CasualSAB at checkout. The past two anniversary bundles had a base cost of 17,500 Zen, with an introductory 25% sale taking them down to 13,125 Zen, and then later 35% bundle sales coming months later, taking them down to 11,375 Zen. So if you want to play it safe, just get around 15,000 Zen, and you should be set to pick it up day one if you want. Now, obviously, we have no idea what the rest of the 15th anniversary bundle will contain, but given the trend of the past year, I expect we're about to see some things that are going to make many of you very, very happy. So if you think you're going to have any interest in picking this bundle up, I'd recommend you take advantage of the sale and get your Zen while it's discounted. And moving on to the 15th anniversary update today, there is a teaser trailer that they put out for it that is spoiler free, and I'll have that link down below if you haven't already seen it. They also have a blog here, and the reward for playing the new story mission is the XP uniform. So there's that for those of you interested. And for the patch notes today, the big thing, of course, was the start of the anniversary event. And down in general here, the Stargazer class heavy cruiser has been remastered. You guys have probably seen some pictures of that. There was a picture of it and some discussion in that Trek Central article. They did a really good job with that. I was looking at it on the stream earlier that I did, and the Prodigy or the Protostar material on it is just really, really good. They resolved an issue with the adapted scimitar's wings so that they now match when selected in the ship Taylor. They resolved an issue causing the Olympic class and Noble class variants to not have the vested material and window options available in ship customization. Starship registry numbers and names scale more appropriately to fill up their allocated space. This means that shorter registries and names will scale up to be larger, removing some empty space when using shorter names and numbers. This change was made to white, black, and TOS style registry numbers. Some ship models have been slightly tweaked to accommodate this, but more may need to be adjusted in the future. Black registry numbers with red outlines have also had their scaling adjusted so that they scale more appropriately based on their allocated space on the model. So really good changes there. I know that's going to make some of you very, very happy with regards to the customization side of things. They resolved an issue that was preventing many Klingon recruit characters from earning melee kill and ambush kill credits when defeating enemies. So, good fix there. And then we have some changes or nerfs to the Breen Shield Tunneling trait and the Glass Cannon trait from the new Partners in Crime lockbox that we just got on PC. So for Breen Shield Tunneling, the shield and armor pen have been decreased from 30% to 15%, and the max shield capacity reduction was increased from 9.1% to 10%. I know a lot of people are not happy about this, but the thing with Breen Shield Tunneling is it was so overpowered that, before it was an S tier trait, like the best in the game, and after these changes, like that hasn't changed. Like when we can look at a trait after a nerf and still say that, like if we take a step back, like yeah, that may have been a bit powerful. Now I'm not happy about this, to be clear. The trait is still good. You don't take it off your build, and it is still a trait that you're going to want to pick up for your DPS build. But it should never have went live like it did. It shouldn't have went live at 30%. I think they need to take a closer look at things before they push them out. I think something like that was clearly, very, very clearly really, really overpowered, and they should have been able to have recognized that before pushing it live. I know this is going to make a lot of people, very angry. Again, the trait, its position hasn't changed. It is still a must slot trait for DPS builds. It just should never have went live in the 30% state, but it is still a trait that I recommend at 15%. The price on it has crashed because of this. It's under 100 mil now, I think I was reading in Discord. So it's going to make it more affordable, and it is still a trait you're going to want to have on your build. And for the ground one, the glass cannon trait, all weapon damage decreased from 20% to 15%, and it is still applying a buff to kit modules, which I imagine will be fixed in the future. And in exchange, the max shield capacity reduction was reduced from 16.7% to 10%. So that, I mean, that's not as big of a hit as the space one. And honestly, at this point, if it's going to keep buffing kit modules, I think it'd just be wise for them to just change the wording to say it's buffing everything. I think that'd probably just be the simplest way forward at this point. So again, the nerfs here, I mean, I'm not happy about them. Like I said, they should have did something about that before release. But these are still traits that I am going to recommend moving forward. Now, for the known issues, the cloaking device is not yet available for the Garrett. It is going to be a non-combat cloaking device, so that doesn't really matter. The new episode Axiom does not currently have German localization yet. The buyout for the anniversary event is showing the Rex from last year instead of the Garrett, and I did buy it out. It is actually giving you the Garrett. And for the new episode, party members may remain blocked in after the final cutscene of the episode during a multiplayer session. So if you're trying to team up for it, there is currently issues in that regard. So overall, some good fixes in the patch notes, and again, the traits that just shouldn't have happened in the first place. But overall, I think it's been a good update. A lot of people are really happy with the story episode. I haven't played it yet. And while we're on the topic of the 15th anniversary, the progression has changed this year. So previously, when you played a TFO, it would give you your 2 points for the day. This year, with this anniversary, each TFO gives you 1 point, meaning to get your full daily progression, you need to do a mix of 2 TFOs or the Omega minigame, twice a day. So you can do Royal Flush, then the Omega minigame. You can do Royal Flush twice. So it's a bit more engagement each day than what we saw previously. And there is a comment here from Bordicus, basically saying that they are trying something new to see how player engagement reacts. I'll admit it's a bit of a design experiment. So if you guys have feedback about this change, be polite and let them know on their social media channels or on the forums. There is a feedback section on the forums for featured episodes, events, and PvE content. So if you have feedback, you can put it there, or you can let them know in the comments on their Facebook post, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever. But if you have any thoughts on that, let them know and be polite. Just be polite. And I want to take a moment to go over the Garrett and its accessories. The Garrett itself, I bought it out today. It's a really good ship. It is a very capable platform. I found it was still maneuverable enough to use with dual heavy cannons. So if you build it right, you have many different ways that you can build this thing out. And for the accessories here, the console is coordinated engagement solution. The passive on this is always up. The 420 seconds in the tooltip, I don't know why that's there. It just constantly reapplies and gives your pets that 20% firing cycle haste. For the clicky, this does not stack if multiple people are running it, and it is going to give you the buff off of the most recent activation. So if you activated it with 5 stacks and got the max buff, and then someone flies past you and hits it, and you only get like a buff that is 20%, it's going to overwrite the better one. It's going to take the most recent. So you do want to be careful using this, and I would not spam bar it. Now, for the buff it provides, it's up to 50% Cat 2 damage, 100 resistance, 50 Drain X and Control X, and it will make your pets, and only your pets, try to target your current combat target for 30 seconds. So it's a really powerful console when you max out the effect on it, which is done by just being close to some allies. And honestly, for a free event console, it's pretty good. That firing cycle haste for your pets, that's going to make this a must thought for carrier builds. Again, the stacking situation isn't ideal, and someone could troll you and give you a weaker copy of the console. Flying by and hitting on you at the wrong time. And aside from that, the only other thing with this is it is not currently affected by unconventional systems or the Vovin's subspace fracture tunneling field console. So there is no way to reduce the cooldown of it. Hopefully, we see that addressed. But overall, a really good console. The Starship trait, however, Together We Stand, it's a good budget tank or survivability trait, but realistically, you're probably just not going to have room to put this on a higher end build. And what it does is it provides you with up to 35% max hull and shield capacity. It'll do that for 30 seconds, and it is triggered by you hitting a captain ability or a specialization ability and having a bunch of allies around you within 5 kilometers. And so this is one you'd have to be really careful when you activate it as well. You know, you activate it when you don't have anyone around, and you're going to get a very weak buff from it, and it's only going to happen once every 60 seconds. So if you do end up using it, you just got to be really careful about when you're triggering the trait. And for the phaser fans here, the pulse phasers from the undiscovered weapon packs in the Infinity Lockbox received a revamp today. So they have different visuals. The performance is still going to be the same. They do as well as any other phaser, but they are very, very immersive. So here it is under Fire at Will. Oh, that is beautiful right there. Yeah, they're really, really quite immersive. So again, the travel time on them was a little slow, and that is going to be fixed here soon. Um, Thomas said that they have increased the projectile speed by a factor of 4, so that is going to be quite a bit of a speed up for him, and should resolve that issue. So really good change there. And if you happen to have any Infinity weapon packs, opening undiscovered packs to try and get like a Pulse Phaser Omni would be a very wise move right now. When I looked at the market earlier, the cheapest Pulse Phaser Omni was 750 mil. So again, you have any of those weapon packs, now would be the time to pop them open for the undiscovered phaser packs to try and get some of those Omnis. And Real Merch has a flash sale going on right now for some of the Eagle Moss Star Trek ship models. So you put 7 of them in your cart, and the cheapest 5 will be free. That's basically the sale here. And of note, there is some new ships that they have added to the sale. They have run this sale before, but typically it was for ships that were not the most popular. But there are some here that are pretty notable, including this USS Aventine Vesta class model. So this is something that has historically been a bit harder to obtain. If you're looking for one right now and you want to pick up some of these other models, I'll have a link to this sale down below. And I do have an affiliate code with them, CasualSAB. You can use it on your first order through them, and that will get you somewhere around 5 to 10% off the total of the order. So again, links and all that are down below. Real Merch is a store that I've ordered from as well myself, and I know many of you have. They get things shipped out really fast and so far have been pretty reliable. And that's going to be it for today, I believe. If I missed any news, then let me know in the comment section down below. And I'd also be curious to hear from you guys what you thought of the update today. Were you happy with the changes, the new story content, or did something about the update just not sit right with you? Let me know down below. And as always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.